Isang masayang pagbati na may ngiti sa aking mga labi. Naghahanap ba kayo ng makakatuwang sa pagre-review ng inyong anak? Meron yan sa DepEd. Ang ETUlay online tutorial ay libre at handog ng ating kagawaran sa pangunguna ng OUA ICTS EdTech. Ito ay isang proyektong makatutulong sa mga mag-aaral, katuwang ang mga magulang o kasama sa kani-kanilang tahanan para masagutan at maunawaan ang mga modules. Hangad din ng programang ETUlay ang matulungan ang ating mga guro sa kanilang mga blended learning classes. Ang ating ETUlay ay mula kinder hanggang senior high school. Bukod sa academics, meron din tayong mga special programs gaya ng All is Wellness, Reading and Math Remediation, Storytelling, Mommy Tech Talks, Classes sa Gramatika, Speech Class, Financial Literacy, at marami pang iba. Pinalawig din ng ETUlay ang ating Alive program para sa mga mag-aaral mula grade 1 hanggang grade 3. Gayun din ay mayroon tayong ALS program at SPED tutorials na makasisigurong makakamit ng lahat ang inclusive education. May SPED hotline na rin para sa inyong mga katanungan patungkol sa special education. Kaya, subaybayan mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula 9:00 ng umaga hanggang 7:00 ng gabi ang ating ETUlay. Sa ating pagtutulungan, maiaangat natin ang bawat isa. Ating itutulay ang pagkatuto upang di mapigil ang pag-aaral ng kabataang Pilipino. Itulay natin ito, sulong edukalidad.
Good day, everyone! I am Sir Robbie, and together, we will learn the word of the future, robotics. Did you know that here in Educational Technology Unit, robotics is a priority to make every Filipino learners and teachers competent and meet the demands of the future global scene? Wherein teachers, students, and parents who wanted to learn robotics is just a click away for free. Robotics is an interdisciplinary field which integrates computer science and engineering. It involves design, construction, operation, and use of robots to assist human activities. Are you ready for this transformation? Soon in ICTS Educational Technology Unit. Come and join us and love the future para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Sulong edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
And yes, hello, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to our ETUlay sessions sa Electronic Product Assembly and Servicing. Once again, ako ang gurong tagapayo na laging nandito para ikaw ay ma-tutor.
Pwede naman napag-isahin yun. Pwede naman hiwalay.
Sound check 1, 2, 3, sound check. Am I loud and clear?
Number 1, number 2,
Tignan natin kung loud and clear tayo.
Yung criteria na.
Good day! This is Teacher Rowan. I'll be your guide in exploring Google Apps for education, for teaching and learning. In Google for Education, teachers can connect and collaborate easily while staying on task. It gives teachers the freedom to spend more time personalizing the learning experience and less time managing it. Students can learn essential skills such as 21st century problem solving, which they can use it in their future careers. As such, the accessibility features will also help and assist every learner to do their best work. Google offers different useful applications that we can use to connect education to technology. This will help our teachers as a 21st century educators to innovate and find ways on how to make teaching and learning more exciting, engaging, effective, and flexible to the demands of the society. Let's re-explore the education experience by discovering new angles to create, collaborate, and communicate as one. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Ang pagkatuto huwag gawing komplikado. Sulong edukalidad.
And yes, hello, good afternoon everyone. Welcome sa ating ETUlay, sa ating 7th week. And so as you observe, kasalukuyan ay nagkakaroon tayo ng monitoring sa pamumuno ng ating supervisors sa TLE and EPP ngayon dito sa Las Piñas National High School. So, kumusta sa ating mga learners from Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao na nakatutok ngayon? Am I loud and clear sa mga nakakarinig? Kindly type like sign sa ating comment section na sa gayon ay marinig din natin ang ating sarili kung ako ba ay klaro, no? At sa mga nanonood dyan, sa mga bago pa lang, don't forget to share and like this episodes. Nang sa gayon, yung bawat isa sa inyo, yung mga electronic hobbies na gusto matuto dito sa ating live session ay makasama dito sa ating session. And once again, ako ang gurong tagapayan na lagi nandito para ikaw ay matuto sa araw na ito. And with that, of course, makakasama niyo ang iba't ibang tutors sa iba't ibang division from Luzon, Visayas, at Mindanao every Friday from 9 a.m. to 4:20 p.m. Ayan, at kasalukuyan nagkakaroon tayo ng session dito sa Electronic Product Assembly and Servicing. Every Friday from 3 p.m. to 3:40 p.m. Ako ang inyong mga kasama at ito'y mapapanood nyo sa ating official Facebook na DepEd Educational, maging sa ating YouTube channel na DepEd Educational EdTech Unit, maging sa ating DepEd TV and DepEd Philippines. Ayan. So like what I said a while ago, sa quarter 4, week 7, ay pag-uusapan naman natin if how to troubleshoot of electric blender. And it seems na wala pa tayong actual na blender. Ako. Ayan, so magko-commercial muna tayo sa ilang saglit ay babalik po tayo ha. Ayan.
Hi teachers and learners! Good day! I am Mr. Alvin C., one of the edtech specialists serving you with happiness. In response to the United Nations Declaration of Paris in 2012 about the open educational resources, the Philippines' basic education is ready to fulfill its promise to make learning accessible and give equal opportunity to every Filipino. This is the birth of the DepEd Commons to bridge the gaps of having adequate available resources with the aid of ICT equipment and infrastructure. The DepEd Commons was a flagship project headed by the Undersecretary for Administration, Alain Del B. Pasqua, and Director 4 of the Information and Communication Technology Service, Abram Y.C. Abanil. DepEd Commons serves as an online education delivery platform of the department where learning resources, online review materials, and open educational resources or OERs made by educators are available, easily accessed, and where resources can be modified without having to reprint when such materials necessitate revisions or improvement. In cooperation with the Department of Information and Communication Technology or DICT, National Telecommunication Commissions or NTC, SMART, PLDT, and Globe, we can use the DepEd Commons for free, even without the data load.
Ayan, so once again, nagbabalik ang inyong guru tayo na lagi nandito para kayo ay matuto, no? So pasensya na sa medyo nagkaroon lang tayo ng technical difficulties. However, we will going to continue our lessons sa troubleshooting of electric blender. However, wala man tayong actual na domestic appliances, which is the electric blender, ay ipagpapatuloy pa rin natin ang pagkatuto ng bawat isa sa inyo. So kung handa ka na, makinig ka lang dyan, sit back, relax, and enjoy together with your Mr. Energies, Tutor Robbie. Ayan. So, we're done sa ating last topic, which is the sa parts and function ng electric blender. However, this topic is aligned in our curriculum guide. At the same time, we have the code dito sa lesson 9 sa servicing consumer electronic products and systems, domestic electronic appliances with electric motor. Ayan yung code natin sa ibaba. So, meaning to say, wala man tayo sa MELS or most essential learning competencies sa MELS, nandun naman tayo sa curriculum guide natin at inaalay natin ang electronics. And for our quarter 4 week 7 objectives, at the end of our tutorial, you are expected to first identify the major parts of blender, second is enumerate the common problem of electric blender, and third is understand the importance of manufacturer manual and safety and effectively use of blender. Ayan ha. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang pala ang manual ay hindi lang isang bagay na pwede natin isawalang bala. Meron din pala siyang magandang dulot sa bawat isa sa atin, lalo-lalo na sa mga gumagamit ng electric blender, no? And of course, to measure your understanding, last meeting, of course, magkakaroon tayo ng review. So, what is our review for this session? Of course, napakadali lang nito. Our activity for this review is just one pick, one word. You will going to analyze the different pictures that I will going to show you. Then there's a lot of choices that you can pick. Okay, whether that is A, B, or C, or D. Ayan ha. Para lang masukat natin yung knowledge and skill nyo na napag-usapan natin last meeting. Okay. So for the first question sa mga online learners natin na nakatuto dyan, you can type your answer in our comment section, but don't forget to type the number before your answer. And while waiting to your answer, of course, I would like to greet a pleasant afternoon sa ating mga learners from Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, lalo-lalo na kina Althea Constantino, kay Lady May Amalig Malanog, kay Riza May Kahapay at sa iba pang nakikinig, lalo-lalo na sa mga taga-Daniel or Aguinaldo National High School na patuloy na sumusuporta sa ganitong programa. Maging sa Las Piñas National High School, no? Paranaque National High School, maging sa San Pedro, Laguna. Maraming salamat po sa paggamit po ng ating video sa ating ETUlay. At sa mga nagpapasa at nagpipiyam ng mga estudyante, maraming salamat po. You don't have to worry. Sooner or later, isasama na po namin ang inyong mga outputs sa ating mga susunod na lesson. Maybe sa last week po ng ating ETUlay session. No? For our first activity, okay, this is the picture. Ano kayang tawag dyan? Is it A, base, B, vase, C, container, or D, tumbler? Ayan. Sa mga online learners natin dyan, you can type the number before your answer. At ayan namin, sumagot na mula kay Lady Malanog. Ang sagot niya is letter C. Ayan. Mukhang si Riza May Kapay, ang sagot niya naman is letter B, base. Kay Lady Malanog naman ay C. At kay Althea Constantino, ang sagot niya rin naman ay C. Ayan, tignan nga natin kung tama ang inyong sagot. If your answer is letter C, your answer is correct. Very good. Container. Okay. You don't have to worry sa mga nakakuha ng hindi nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Okay lang yun. Okay. The most important thing is you really understand our last topic about the parts and function of electric blender. And for this picture, ano naman kayang tawag natin yan? Yan ha. Yan yung nandun sa gitna mismo ng container. Ayan, ano kayang tawag natin dyan? Sige nga, ano kayang tawag natin dyan? Mga online learners dyan, kindly type your answer, but don't forget to type the number before your answer and you can include your school name to be recognized. Ayan. So let us see if your answer is correct. Ayan, may mga sumasagot na mula kay Riza May Kaapay. Ang sagot niya dito is number 2 is letter B at sinundan pa ito ni Lady May Amalig Malanog, letter B. At mula rin kay Althea Constantino, ang sagot niya sa number 2 ay letter B. Okay, let us see if your answer is correct. If your answer is letter B, your answer is correct. Yes, you got it right. Okay, for the next question, ano naman kaya ang tawag natin sa ganitong tanong? Ay, sa ganitong larawan, ano kaya pangalan ng teacher natin? Sige nga, sa mga online learners natin dyan, you can type your answer in our comment section. Of course, don't forget to type the number before your answer para mas madali natin malaman kung sino ba ang nakakuha ng tamang sagot. At sa mga hindi stable ng kanilang internet, you don't have to worry as long as you have the number. Okay, mare-recognize natin kung ano ang sinasagutan nyo. Okay, let us see. Okay, mula kay Althea Constantino, I mean kay Lady Manalog at kay Riza Mikapay, ang kanilang sagot ay motor, letter D. Kay Lady Manalog, ganun din, letter D. Kay Althea Constantino, letter D din. Ayan, so let us reveal the right answer. Okay, now, if your answer is motor, okay, very good. You got it right. Okay. And next, ano kayang tawag dito? Sige nga, sa mga online learners natin dyan, pakitype nyo ang inyong sagot sa ating comment section. At kung bago ka pa lang sa ating session, huwag mo namang kalimutang i-share at i-like ang ating episode at ang ating live session nang sa gayon, makita ito ng inyong mga kaibigan, kaklase at sino pang mga out-school youth na gustong matuto ng electronic product assembly and servicing sa araw na ito. Okay, now let us see your answer mula kay Althea Constantino. Ang sagot niya dito ay number 4 is letter C. Yes, tignan nga natin kay Riza May Kapay. Ganun din ang sagot niya is letter C. Kay Lady May Malanog, ang sagot niya rin sa number 4 ay letter C. Ayan. So ituloy-tuloy na natin, no? Ano kaya ang tamang sagot? Now, if your answer is switch, your answer is correct. Okay, very good. Okay, next. For the last question, tingnan nga natin ano kaya ang huling part ng electric blender ito. Ayan. At ayan na, si Hana Timporizima. Good afternoon po, Sir Robbie. Yes, makakahabol ka pa anak, no? Do sa activity natin, you can replay this episode para mahabol mo yung activity natin doon. And don't forget to take selfie and or screenshot para makita natin na nasagutan mo lahat ng tamang sagot yun. Okay, ayan. At lalo naghahabol si Hana, tingnan nga natin kung ang tamang sagot niya is D, base, at bakit hindi letter A. At ganun din kay Riza May Kapay, ang sagot niya ay letter B. Kay Lady May Manog, letter B rin ang kanyang sagot. Let us see if your answer is correct. Mukhang habol din si Althea Constantino para sa number 5. Okay, so hintayin na lang natin yan, no? Okay, to save our time, of course, let us reveal the right answer now. If your answer is letter B, base, ayan, no? Pag sinabi natin base, that is the main base or the stand of your electric kettle or domestic appliance. Okay, now if your answer is base, you got it right. Okay. Ayan, tingnan nga natin sa mga nakasagot dyan ng tamang sagot ng 5/5. Let us see kung ano sabi ni Emilio Aguinaldo para sa inyo. Ayan na si Althea Constantino. Humabol na siya sa sagot ng letter B. B ba o D? Bakit di kaya yung sagot nila? Okay. Now, how well did you do? Sabi ni Emilio Aguinaldo. Let us see kung ano nga ba yung gustong patunayan dito ni Emilio Aguinaldo. Sabi nga ni Emilio Aguinaldo dito, if you got 4 to 5 points, sabi ni Marcela Agoncillo, you are ready for the next lesson. Ayan ha. At kung ikaw naman ay nakakuha ng 1 to 3 points, ang sabi naman dito ni Julian Felipe, you need some review. Okay, you don't have to worry, no? If you think that you miss some item, you can read and read it again your module, or you can answer the other activities na meron pa rin kayo na sa inyong module o hindi nyo pa nasasagutan. Okay? So, let us continue. Okay? Para sa mga nakakuha ng 4 to 5 points, let us continue para sa ganitong gratitude ni Andres Bonifacio. Okay, now, sa last topic natin na pag-usapan nga natin yung electric blender. At sa mga online learners natin dyan, no, ano ulit yung electric blender? Sige nga, tingnan nga natin kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng electric blender. Sa mga ikling salita, Okay, so while waiting, gusto ko muna tignan ng mga score. Mula kay Riza May Kapay, nakakuha daw siya ng 4/5. Kay Altea Constantino, nakakuha rin siya ng 4/5. Kay Lady May Amalig Malano, gaya naka 5/5 siya. Hindi ako magtataka kung bakit napaperfect niyo lahat ang ating activities dahil mahusay kayong mga estudyante or online learners na nakatutok every Friday from 3 p.m. to 3:40 p.m. kasama ang gurong tagapayo na lagi nandito para kayo ay matuto. Okay, now let us reveal what is electric blender. When we say electric blender, it is kind of appliance that you can use for mixing liquid and soft food together or turning fruit or vegetable into liquid. So meaning to say you will going to crush the food, whatever the kind of foods, as long as kayang mag-grind ito ng ating blade. Okay, para ma-release natin the right definition of blender, let us see this definition. A blender is typically consists of tall glass or plastic food container with a removable lid made with a filler hole for adding ingredients. So what does it mean? Meaning to say there is a combination of the different parts of these domestic appliances wherein you can put or store your food inside of the tall glass or known as container or made of plastic, pwede rin naman, with the removable lid or the cover on the top of this kind of domestic appliances. And of course, meron din siya tinatawag na filler hole for adding ingredients, just in case you wanna add some content or some ingredients to your food na ginagawa mong liquid. Okay. Well, actually, the term blender refers to electrical instrument that can grind food. Okay, and this particular blender has 4 blades that are commonly attached to blender holders here and then directed to the motor shaft in this apparatus. Okay, so meaning to say, meron siyang 4 na blade na nakakabit doon sa mismong kanyang apparatus doon sa shaft. When we say shaft, yun yung pinakatulis sa ilalim. Hindi siya naglilik kasi meron siyang cover na ano man tawag dito, na nagko-cover up do sa paligid ng ating container. Okay? At through its base, the food container, there are motor-driven blades that blend, chop, or even mix to liquefy the foods, depending on the speed or setting that you will going to select. Okay? So, para mag-proceed tayo sa ating topic, of course, ito lang naman yung parts and function ng electric blender natin. Pero, ito yung tinatawag nating minor parts. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, kung may minor, may major parts. Ano ba yung major parts? Sige, sa mga online learners natin dyan, ayan na. Tingnan natin ang kanilang mga sagot mula kay Hannah Kim Purisima. Sabi niya rito, ang electric blender daw ay it is used to grind foods. Yes, very good. At sabi rin dito ni Altea Constantino, electric blender used to mix, crush, or puree, or emulsify the foods. Tama nga naman yun. Next is mula kay Lady May Amalig Malanog. Ang sabi niya naman dito is blender is something called a mixer or liquidizer in British English. Tama nga naman yun. Other term yun. And it is a kitchen and laboratory appliances that you can use to grind food. Very good yun. Mula naman kay Riza May Kapay, ang sabi naman dito, it consists of a tall glass or plastic food container. Yes. Lahat yan ay nabanggit natin. Lahat yan ay related sa topic natin for this session. Ayan din. At humabol pa si Hannah rito, no? Sabi niya rin, the major parts of electric blender are the stainless steel blades. Yes. And the blade assembly. Yes. That is one of the major parts. Pero meron pang isa na dapat nating alamin at dapat nating alagaan. And that is none other than motor. Okay. Of course, hindi natin, wala tayong ano dito, wala tayong materials. However, of course, kinakailangan natin alamin kung what is the importance of knowing the different parts and function of the motor, which is the major parts of the blender. Actually, the blender and electric fan is almost the same when it comes in their parts. Kasi pareho lang silang pinapaandar ng motor. Okay, and we already know that the motor has the ability to convert the electric energy to mechanical energy. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, meron siyang stator and rotor na nakakapagpaikot because of electromagnetic induction. And what is the meaning of electromagnetic induction? Magnetic induction is the contract of attraction na nagpo-produce ng invisible wave or radiation para lang makapag-move yung rotor. Okay? So let us move on. The first parts is yung tinatawag natin, ano kayang tawag natin dito? Fan. Ayan. Para saan ba yung fan? Of course, ginagamit natin yung fan para hindi uminit yung ating motor. Ayan, napakadali lang yan. Second, we have stator. Yung stator, yung nasa paligid ng motor na kung saan yung pinaka-magnetic coil ay naka-installed. Ayan, nakakabit, in the other words. Okay. Wherein the stator is commonly rotate inside of this motor, inside of the stator. And of course, meron tayong tinatawag na bracket. So, yung bracket na yan is the protective component of the motor to prevent a little scratch from our magnetic coil. And of course, the rotor, the moving part of the motor, which is, ito yung pinagagalaw ng electromagnetic induction, kaya umiikot siya. At alam naman natin na pag ang electromagnetic coil, wala siyang magnetic coil, ay nakaramdam o na-encounter ng electromagnetic induction, nagke-create siya ng movement. Okay. Pag sinabi nating induction or magnetic induction, yung South Pole and North Pole, pag nag-meet sila, nagkakaroon ng contradict. Parang naglalaban ba? Okay, kumbaga, pag pumalo ito, depende whether that is parang forward bias or reverse bias, depende kung paano gumagalaw ang motor. Saka gumagalaw, yung tinatawag nating rotor. And of course, without the use of this assembly, hindi mo makakabit yung mismong motor sa inyong blade assembly. Katulad na naman yung design sa ilalim, no? And last but not the least is known as carbon brush. Ayan. Para saan ba yung carbon brush? How do you know when carbon brushes are worn? Sige nga. Okay. The first thing that you need to do is monitor them until they worn down to around. Okay. So sabi nila na na-worn down daw ang ating carbon brushes for around 1/4 of an inch. And if the brush display or it has a sign of breakage or crumbling or burning, then it should be replaced. Or else you will encounter na nasusunog yung mismong base ng iyong blender. So, kinakailangan lahat ng senses mo magamit mo rito, ano? And the use of this carbon brush is a component na meron din siya tinatawag na lifespan, no? So, the lifespan of this carbon brushes for about 7,500. Okay, so ibig sabihin that is the lifespan of the carbon brushes. And since we already done with the major parts and its basic parts, hindi hindi natin pag-aralan yung tinatawag nating wiring diagram. Okay, how to interpret the wiring diagram of electric blender? The first thing is you need to analyze the different electronic symbols. So, isa yan dapat sa tinitignan nyo. Isa yan dapat sa kinukonsider natin, the electronic symbol. Why? Kasi yung electronic symbol dito, you will notice that there is an L stands for line and N stands for neutral at yung symbol sa baba is ground. Meron siyang tatlong linya. Later on, papakita ko sa inyo kung paano natin ma-imagine yan o ngayon na natin ipakita para mas madali yung ma-imagine. Ito yung pinaka-actual picture niya, the mixer grinder wiring connection na kung i-compare natin yung pinaka-wiring diagram at actual diagram o actual connection, ito po yung pinaka-itsura niya. Yung kulay green, that is known as ground. At yung pula at yung black Ayan naman yung ating line and neutral. At doon sa makikita ninyo naman na parang switch dyan, ito po yun. Mag-create ako dito ng pan-drawing para makita nyo. Ito. Medyo manipis to, no? So, palitan natin. Ayan. So, ito yung switch na nakikita natin. Ito po yung switch na meron tayo. At doon sa AC to converter naman, ito naman po siya. Ibig sabihin, ito yung nagre-regulate, ito yung nagko-convert, which is ito naman yung sa relay na tinutukoy niya. Ayan. So, yung positive and negative, bawal tayo magkamali sa polarity. Tandaan, pag may polarity, ibig sabihin hindi po pwede magkapalit ang kanilang connection or else magkakaroon ng short circuit. And of course, we have the rotary switch. Ayan, what is the purpose of the rotary switch? Obviously, pag may rotary switch, that is the controller of the motor speed. Ayan, a controller of motor speed. And last but not the least is the motor, the universal motor. Okay, what is the use of the universal motor? Whether that is AC or DC, as long as that is used for your electric blender, okay lang yun. Okay. Common fault of blender. Ano ba yung common fault ng blender natin? Of course, hindi mawawala yung blender is not working at all. Blender is just disconnects itself o operation. Pwede rin yun. We also have the motor is still running but the blade is not rotating. Not totally the motor is running, no? Hindi siya totally umikot, pero nagba-vibrate siya. So meaning to say na hindi gumagana yung motor pero hindi nagro-rotate yung mismong blade. Okay yun. Then we also have, there is a burning smell from the blender. Common yun na amoy sunog sa loob ng base. Okay? Next, we have smoothie. Yan, malambot. Could not adjust the blender switch. Ibig sabihin, there is a loose connection inside of your rotary switch. And last but not the least is the milestone clock. Yan. So these are the common fault of the blender. So, paano natin malalaman, paano natin maayos, at paano natin maiiwasan itong mga to? Unang-una, you need to know how to use the blender safely and effectively. The first thing that you need to do is to read the manufacturer manual. Ayan. Akin po yan. Ayan. Ayan. So, make sure the container is covered and body is correctly attached to the base before turning on the machine. Tignan nyo, mamaya hindi pantay. Isa yung sa mga dapat natin i-consider. Second, using grinding button before continually grinding can reduce the chances of the blades becoming stuck, allowing the machine to run more smoothly. Yan ha. Sinabi rito, using the grinding button before continually grinding. Grinding pala. And prevent water from leaking out. Ayan. The blade set must be tightly inserted in the jar or the container, allowing the machine to run constantly for extended period of time. Okay, so hindi siya recommended. If the container is fractured or the blade is dull, replace it as soon as possible to keep the milling process running smoothly. So that is one of the safely and efficiently use of blender. And what else? Of course, meron pa tayong isa. Check the blender bottles and brushes on a regular basis. If there are any evidence or signs such as the knob flickering or the brushes being worn out, this should be addressed as soon as possible. And next is the blending. Blending a variety of foods together is not a good idea. A high fiber food should be directed before grinding. Okay. Next, do not mix raw and cooked food in the same blender. And when not in use, disconnect the blender and store it in a cool, dry location. And last but not least, is clean the blender on a regular basis, especially after each food preparation. Isa yun sa dapat natin i-consider kung paano ba natin ito gagamitin. And aside from that, of course, dapat alam natin kung paano i-monitor, paano natin gamitin ang blender sa tamang pamamaraan. At sa paanong paraan yun, unang-una, kinakailangan alam nyo kung paano basahin yung manufacturer manual. para sa may manufacturer manual, hindi sinasama basta-basta lang yon. Kasi inilagay ang manufacturer manual to use and teach you if how are you going to use the blender or electric blender properly or and efficiently rather. So isa yung dapat sa mga tinitignan mo. Okay. So for our assessment, napakadali lang naman nito. Okay. Ayan now, wait lang Of course, now that you know the common fault or problem as well as the proper use of the blender and importance of reading of manufacturer manual, you can easily identify, repair, and maintain your appliance on your own. So for our activity, you can guess correctly whether the praise is for A or B. Okay. So, pili lang kayo kung ano ba yung nag-refer sa ating mga question. Kung handa ka na, ihanda na ang sarili at i-type nyo lang ang number bago ang inyong kasagutan. You can include, of course, the name of your school to be recognized. If you are ready, kindly type like sign in our comment section and don't forget to share and like din ang ating episode na ito. Now, if you are ready, let us continue for the first question. Okay, for the first question, make sure the container is covered and the body is correctly attached to the base before turning on the machine. Is it true or false? Ayan Again, make sure the container is covered and body is correctly attached to the base before turning on the machine. Is it true or false? A or B? Let us see if your answer is letter A. Your answer is, tignan nga natin. Tingnan nga natin kung anong tamang sagot. If your answer is letter A, your answer is correct. Kaya mula kay Althea Constantino, A ang kanyang sagot. Next. Next. Common fault of blender. Ano kayang tawag na? Ano kayang tawag natin dyan? Common fault of blender. What are the examples? Is it A, motor dirty and blade got rusty, or motor is still running but blade is not rotating? Ano kaya ang tamang sagot dyan? Mula kay Riza May Kaapay, ang sagot niya sa number 1 is A, from 10 professionalism. At mula kay Leonard Conteza, John Leonard Conteza, sagot niya sa number 1 din is A. At sinundan ito ni Riza May Kaapay, A rin ang kanyang sagot kanina. At ito na ang sagot ni Althea Constantino, B. Mula kay Hana Kim Purisima, ang sagot naman niya ay B. At kay Lady May Amalig Malanog, ang sagot niya rin is B. At kay Leonard Conteza, ang sagot niya rin is B. Now, let us reveal the right answer. If your answer is letter B, your answer is correct. Okay, next, an electric instrument that can grind food. Okay, ano kaya yon? An electric instrument that can grind food. Is it electric blender or electric fan? Sige nga, sa mga online learners natin dyan, you can type your answer in our comment section. But don't forget to type the number before your answer. Now, let us see. Ayan, may mga sumasagot na dito Sa mga online learners natin dyan, nakatutok dyan. Lalo-lalo na sa mga taga Daniel R. Aguinaldo National High School. Maraming salamat po mula sa taga Zambales. Ayan, maraming salamat po sa mga taga Zambales at Olongapo. Yes, maraming salamat po. Ayan, may mga sumagot na sa number 3 mula kay Lady Mega Amalig Malanog. Nagkakahalo-halo na yung mga pangalan, no? Ayan, mula dito kay Leonard Conteza, sagot niya kanina is B. Sundan naman natin ito mula kay Riza May. At mula naman sa number 3 kay Althea Constantino, ang sagot niya sa number 3 is A, blender daw. Sinundan ko ni Lady, ni Riza, ni Hana. Ayan. At ni Hana Kim Purisima at last but not the least, si John Leonard Conteza na sumasagot ng number 3, letter A. Let us reveal the right answer now. If your answer is letter A, your answer is ayan, correct. Ayan. Next question. Next is a place to store food ingredients to be crushed, usually made of plastic or glasses. Is it A, glass, or B, container? Ayan, tingnan nga natin dyan sa mga online learners natin. Ano kaya ang tamang sagot natin dito? Is it A, glass, B, container, a place to store food ingredients to be crushed that is usually made of plastic or glass? Sige nga, tingnan nga natin ang inyong mga sagot. Ayan, so let us reveal the right answer. Now, Now, sa number 4, ang sagot niya is letter B. Ayan, mula naman kay Lady May Manalo, B rin ang kanyang sagot kay Althea. B rin ang kanyang sagot kay Hannah Kim Purisima. B rin ang kanyang sagot. So, let us reveal the right answer. Okay, sa mga student dyan, sa mga learners dyan, daw, ignore nyo lang yung ingay na napapakinggan nyo ha. Nasa eskwelahan tayo ngayon, hindi natin control ang ingay na nasa paligid natin. However, focus lang tayo dito to answer the different question or your activity. Okay, mula kay Leonard Contestant, sagot niya rin is letter B. Now, let us reveal the right answer. Now, if your answer is container, your answer is correct. For the last question, ayan na, nasa last question na tayo. The speed control button is the button to set the speed you want. Ayan na, speed control button is the button to set the speed you want. Is it A, speed control switch, or B, on or off switch? Alin kaya ang tamang sagot dyan? Medyo confusing, no? However, may tamang sagot pa rin dyan. So, mula kay Raisa Mika, ang sagot niya is speed control, letter A. At sindan to ni Lady May Amalig Malanog. Letter B naman ang kanyang sagot, on or off switch. How about the others? Ano kaya ang kanilang mga sagot para makita natin ang tamang sagot? Mula kay, tingnan nga natin, mula kay Althea Constantino, ang sagot niya naman is letter A, speed control switch. Mula naman kay Hannah Kim Purisima, letter A din ang kanyang sagot. So let us reveal the right answer. If your answer is letter B, your answer is, you missed one. However, you don't have to worry. You can review your answer for the speed control switch. Why the speed control switch is the speed control button that you can set the speed that you wanted to have. Okay. Thank you very much. Ayan. So for more question and clarification, you can type your concern in our comment section or you can scan this QR code for more feedback. Okay. Ang ating electronic products and servicing, every Friday yan ay mapapanood nyo every Friday from 3 p.m. to 3:40 p.m. At ito ay makikita nyo at mapapanood nyo rin sa ating mga official Facebook na DepEd ETUlay, maging sa ating YouTube channel na DepEd ETUlay. Ayan. And kindly scan this QR code at tumutok na rin sa ating mga tutor, mga sipag at mga dedicated volunteer tutor. And for more comments or suggestions, you can email us at edtech@deped.gov.ph. Ayan. Medyo dire-diretso tayo dito, no? So once again, huwag niyo naman kalimutan na suportahan ang ating mga FB page dahil dito niyo mapapanood ang ating mga live session. At sa mga hindi pa nakakapanood dyan, you can watch, rewatch, or replay this episode para sa gayon, hindi kayo maiwanan, hindi kayo mapag-iwanan, at lalo-lalo nga matututuhan nyo kung ano ang iba't ibang techniques, mga ways kung paano aralin, paano ayusin yung mga domestic appliances na meron tayo sa ating tahanan without bringing your domestic appliances to the different technicians. Okay, you can repair, you can maintain your devices or domestic appliances by your own. Okay, once again, ako ang gurong tagabayan na laging nandito para ikaw ay matuto ang Mr. Pure Energy sa PLE. Kaya see you next time. Thank you very much. At susunod na sina Tutor Ezra and Tutor Vicky. So maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Thank you very much. Paalam.
Ang husay naman, natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!